1965 Jaguar 3.8 South, located in Buffalo Grove, IL, valued at $18,500. The S-Type was a brilliant piece of marketing by Jaguar. It was built for people who wanted the premium vibe of the massive Mark 10, but in a smaller, more nimble package. By upgrading the iconic Mark II platform with an independent rear suspension and a sleeker body, Jag created a true executive express that could easily run circles around contemporary sports sedans like the Rover 3-LIT RE. If you want a classic Jag with some modern flavor, check out this unique Restomod listed in Buffalo Grove, Illinois for $18,500. As you can see, it looks absolutely beautiful in blue, sitting on wire wheels. The seller notes that the all-steel body is in very good condition with zero rust and a recent repaint. Mechanically, it packs a rebuilt 3.8-liter engine paired with a rebuilt transmission. Though one of the transmission seals is currently leaking, it features a brand new suspension setup, but it does need a little tweaking. It hesitates to start in the winter, likely needing a new temperature sensor to go with its rebuilt carbs. Inside, it's a work in progress. The headliner, carpet, and trunk need finishing. But check this out. The front seats have been swapped for orange leather seats from a modern Jaguar XF, giving it a crazy pop of color. It just needs a little more electrical work to finish wiring up the power seats, radio, and amp. So, what's the verdict on a project like this for 2026? Honestly, it's a stellar choice. In a 2026 automotive world overflowing with characterless electric cars, taking a timeless 1960s British classic and blending it with modern conveniences is the ultimate lifestyle statement. It's a driving project with gorgeous bones that will get you endless thumbs up on the road. 1955 Studebaker Speedster, located in Waterford, Y, valued at $46,000. Today, we are diving into an incredibly rare piece of mid-century automotive history. Just take a look at the striking two-tone yellow and green car in this masterpiece. Let's talk history. In 1955, Studebaker needed a radical halo car to steal the spotlight back from the new Ford Thunderbird and the Chrysler 300. Their answer was the Speedster. It was a one-year-only model packed with premium features, while a 55 Chevy Bel Air was the popular everyman's car. This is a complete nut and bolt, highly detailed, frame-up restoration. The seller notes the frame is as smooth and perfect as the outside finish, with absolutely no pitting. Under the hood, it retains its factory 215 V8 engine. The rebuilt drivetrain runs and shifts great, utilizing a 3-speed manual transmission with a floor shift. It even comes nicely equipped with power steering and brakes. So, how does this 55 Studebaker hold up in 2026? In an era where modern vehicles are mostly silent, hyper-connected, bubble-shaped commuter pods, driving a fully restored, manual V8 Speedster is the ultimate analog flex. 1949 Chrysler Town and Country Convertible, located in Lafayette, IN, valued at $46,000. If you wanted to show everyone you made it back in the late 40s, this was the exact car you parked in your driveway. Historically, the Town and Country was Chrysler's ultimate post-war flagship, while competitors like the Ford Sportsman also offered wood-bodied convertibles. Chrysler took it to a completely different level of luxury and scale. This wasn't just cheap faux wood paneling slapped on a steel body. This was real, handcrafted ash and mahogany, compared to a Buick Roadmaster from the exact same era. The Chrysler was the undisputed king of the country club parking lot, offering a heavy, nautical, almost yacht-like cruising experience. Finding one of these in good shape today is incredibly rare. This Woody is currently listed for $46,500. It has been with the exact same owner in a private collection since 1995 and has always been kept safely in a climate-controlled garage. Here is what makes this specific Survivor so cool. Engine and mileage. It packs a classic inline 8-cylinder engine and shows just 49,217 miles on the dash. Transmission It features the highly unique Prestomatic semi-automatic transmission. You use a clutch for the high and low gear on the column, but to shift into the next gear, you simply release the gas pedal. Condition: it wears mostly original paint with the exception of a front fender that was repainted a couple of years ago, and all the wood was beautifully refinished several years back but remains in great condition. So, does owning a 49 Woody make sense here in 2026? Without a doubt. 1973 Triumph GT6 Mk3, located in Brighton, ME, valued at $24,000. Today, we are diving deep into a true British classic that often flies under the radar but packs an incredible punch. It is an absolute masterpiece of vintage European design. Historically, the GT6 was Triumph's direct answer to the wildly popular MGB GT, but while MG stuck to a standard 4-cylinder engine for their standard GT, Triumph went a step further. They took the lightweight, nimble chassis of their Spitfire convertible, grafted on a stunning aerodynamic fastback roof, designed by Giovanni Michelotti, and stuffed a buttery smooth 2.0-litre inline-6 engine under that massive clamshell hood. Compared to its rivals back then like the MGB or even the rising Japanese star, the Datsun 240Z, the GT6 offered a uniquely British Grand Touring experience, complete with a raspy exhaust note and a low-slung, aggressive body. If you are looking to put one of these in your garage, I found an incredible survivor listed out of Brighton, Michigan for $24,900. This is a rare, low-mileage example with just 42,000 original miles on the clock, and the seller claims it has absolutely no rust. What makes this specific car a holy grail for Triumph collectors is that it is one of the last 200 GT6s ever built. Because it is part of that final production run, it comes loaded with exclusive factory features: power brakes with a brake booster for modern stopping power, an upgraded swing spring suspension to drastically improve handling, a fuel cap routed cleanly through the side of the quarter panel, rear air vents and distinctive chrome windshield trim. According to the listing, the original owner bought this car in Texas, where it lived until it was sold in 2012. The second owner put it through a massive restoration, bringing it back to its original carmine red paint and getting it fully roadworthy. Even better, since the summer of 2025, it went through another refresh restoration. The seller installed brand new seats and an armrest, along with all new brakes and brake lines. They also bulletproofed the mechanics. The fuel tank was removed, boiled out, and resealed, and the engine bay received new fuel lines, a new fuel pump, a new coil, a fresh alternator, and a new gas sending unit. So, how does this British classic hold up right now in 2026? Honestly, it is a brilliant buy. For under 25 grand, you are getting a turnkey piece of automotive history that will turn heads at every single stoplight. 1963 Volvo PV544 Sport, located in Wichita, KS, valued at $29,000. Today, we are shifting gears and looking at a true Swedish icon that I just found while scrolling through Marketplace. Let's dive into what makes this little red rally legend so incredibly special. To really understand the PV544, you have to look at its unique place in automotive history. If you think it resembles an old 1940s Ford coupe, you aren't wrong. Volvo introduced the original PV444 way back in the 40s and kept evolving that same rugged, unibody shape all the way into the 1960s. At the time, if you were looking for a practical imported car in the US, you were probably cross-shopping this with a standard Volkswagen Beetle. But here is the kicker. While the Beetle was built for basic economy, the Volvo PV544 Sport was a legitimate performance machine. Now, let's talk about this exact car, because the condition here is unbelievable. The seller states this is an exceptional 69,000-mile all-original survivor. Under the hood, it's rocking the legendary B18 1.8-litre 4-cylinder engine with twin carburetors, pumping out a very healthy 90 horsepower. that power is sent to the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual transmission. The listing states the car has zero rust and runs and drives just like new. I love that it's wearing its original paint, which the seller proudly notes has some honest chips and scratches, exactly as a Survivor should. It's sitting on fresh Coca BF Goodrich Silvertown white wall tires that nail that vintage look, and inside, the original interior is incredibly clean. Even the original Motorola AM radio and all the gauges work perfectly. For just under $30,000, you have the chance to own one of the nicest original Survivors left in existence. Would you take this Swedish classic over a modern sports car? 1941 SRT Packard 110, located in Fowlerville, ME, valued at $30,000. Just look at it sitting perfectly against that autumn backdrop, showing off a gorgeous two-tone green and white paint job, massive chrome grille, and classic white wall tires. Historically, Packard was the undisputed king of American luxury, usually reserved for a Hollywood elite and industry tycoons. However, the 1941 Packard 110 emerged as a refined and sophisticated successor that made the brand more accessible, expanding their loyal customer base by nearly 50%. It was positioned to compete head-to-head with upper mid-range cruisers like the Buick Special and the Chrysler Windsor. The seller just dropped the price from $48,500 down to a very tempting $31,500. Here is what makes this meticulously restored Survivor so special. Design. It features a longer, lower profile with elegantly curved rear contours and a larger one-piece rear window that seamlessly follows the roofline. Power. Under that massive hood, it boasts a highly robust 100 horsepower. So, does a 1941 Packard make sense to own here in 2026? Absolutely. It represents an exceptional value for discerning drivers who want to preserve true automotive history. 1950 Cadillac Fleetwood, located in Hamilton, valued at $22,500. Just look at this heavy metal masterpiece draped in deep black paint, featuring those iconic early tail fins, massive chrome bumpers, and classic wide white wall tires. By 1950, Cadillac was literally marketing itself as the standard of the world. They had just introduced their revolutionary overhead valve V8 engine a year prior, giving these land yachts effortless cruising power that felt decades ahead of its time. When you put this Fleetwood up against competitors like the 1950 Packard Custom 8 or the Lincoln Cosmopolitan, the Cadillac completely stole the show with its aircraft-inspired styling and unmatched road presence. The description states this is an excellent condition restored car. It currently shows 14,000 miles driven. The seller is asking for serious inquiries only and explicitly states there are no trades, but they welcome interested buyers to schedule a time to come take a look in person. So, does a 50 Fleetwood make sense to buy in the year 2026? Absolutely. It's a rolling time machine that demands respect everywhere it goes. 1989 Buick Electra Wagon, located in Fraser, ME, valued at $13,900. Today, we're taking a massive nostalgia trip back to the golden era of the American family road trip, long before luxury SUVs and minivans took over the world. These massive, wood-paneled land yachts ruled the suburbs. Let's dive into why this magnificent piece of American automotive history is so much cooler than your modern crossover. To really appreciate the Electra estate, you have to understand the late 80s car scene. Built on General Motors' legendary rear-wheel drive P-body platform, this was the absolute pinnacle of family luxury. Back in the day, if your family was looking for a wagon, you were probably cross-shopping this against the Ford Limited, Country Squire or the Chevy Caprice estate. But the Buick was the posh, upscale choice. It wasn't about going fast. It was about isolating you from the road entirely and the ride quality that made you feel like you were sitting in your living room. Now, let's talk about this specific listing, because it is a fantastic survivor. It's sitting at just 102,000 original miles, which is incredibly low for its age. Under the hood, it's packing the legendary 5.0-litre Oldsmobile 307 V8. The seller notes they've thrown a ton of new parts at it, including a new carburetor, starter, spark plugs, wires, and a cap and rotor. This thing is ready to cruise. It actually seats 8 people. The AC blows ice cold, and the seller says it literally floats down the highway. Now, keeping it real, the listing mentions a very small amount of rust, and the iconic wood grain wrap is a bit haggard up close. But honestly, for an unrestored 89, that's just character. So, here we are in 2026. Does a gigantic V8 powered wood-paneled station wagon still make sense? Absolutely. It's an anti-stress machine. For $11,500, you are buying an experience, a conversation starter, and the ultimate weekend cruiser. 1951 Buick Special, located in Gallipolis, overvalued at $14,000. This 1951 Buick Special is the absolute epitome of classic 50s styling, looking incredibly sinister in deep black paint with that massive, toothy chrome grille and beautiful wide white wall tires. Historically, the Special was Buick's entry-level model, but back then, a base Buick was still a massive step up in luxury. It went toe-to-toe with mid-premium heavy hitters like the Oldsmobile 88 or the Mercury 8, while many rivals were rushing to adopt the new overhead valve V8 layouts. Buick stuck to their guns with their famously refined, ultra-smooth straight-8 configuration, giving it an incredibly smooth, floating ride. This restored Special Deluxe sedan is listed for a surprisingly affordable $14,000. It has only driven 83,544 miles and features a clean black exterior over a grey interior. Under that long hood sits the star of the show, the famous Fireball engine, a 4.3-litre, 263 cubic inch inline 8-cylinder, pumping out 120 horsepower through a classic manual transmission. According to the seller, it runs great and has brand new shocks in the rear, so it glides down the road like a dream. So, how does a 51 Buick hold up here in 2026? Honestly, it's the perfect palate cleanser. It's pure automotive soul. Would you guys keep this classic exactly as it sits, or is it begging for a modern engine swap? 1947 Lincoln Continental, located in Manitowoc. Why? Valued at $22,000. To really appreciate this car, you have to understand the era. 1947 was the penultimate year for the first-generation Continental, a legendary production run that actually spanned across World War II. Originally conceived before the war as a personal vacation car for Edsel Ford, it quickly became the ultimate American status symbol, and it was incredibly exclusive. Lincoln only produced 831 of these coupes in 1947. Now, let's talk about this specific example, because the history here is mind-blowing. The listing notes that this car has been with the exact same owner for the last 53 years. That really says something about how much this car was loved. It's wearing an older repaint in its stunning, original color paste car yellow. It still rocks the factory Art Deco trim pieces and rubber stone guards. Up front, you're greeted by that opulent, massive grille. The seller mentions it exhibits some pitting, but honestly, on a survivor like this, that's just genuine patina. And the crown jewel, under that impossibly long hood, sits a big, classic Lincoln V12 engine. How did it stack up against the competition back in the day? If you were a high roller in the late 40s, you were probably cross-shopping this with a Cadillac Series 62 or a Packard Super Clipper, while Cadillac was leading the charge with overhead valve V8 South, and Packard was famous for their ultra-smooth straight 8s. The Continental offered that highly prestigious V12 layout. So, sitting here in 2026, it's rolling art. Driving this big V12 Continental today is an event that will make an impression wherever it goes.